Hello. We'll go ahead and pull one of these little papers out. See what it says for us today. The human spirit is stronger than anything that can happen to it. C.C. Scott. All right, we're going to get started in child's pose. Big toes to touch, heels wide. Forehead meets the mat, and allowing that to be an invitation to turn your awareness inwards. Softening down the eyes. And even though your days might have a little more stillness due to being home, allow yourself to drop into this yoga state or the present, the here and now. And start to notice that stillness that resides within us at all times. It's getting out of the thinking mind, getting out of the wanting mind. And allowing the practice of contentment to arise. Contentment and surrender to what is. Take a big breath in through the nose. Fill up belly, ribs, and chest, and exhale long through the nose. Again, inhale, fill up belly, ribs, chest, through the collarbone, and then exhale. Again, like that, inhale. And exhale. Starting to walk your hands forward, spreading the fingers nice and wide, lifting your hips, curling the toes, and coming right into your downward facing dog. Softening the knees, spreading the fingers as wide as you can get them, gluing down the pointer finger and the thumb. A slight external rotation of the arms, like the creases of your elbows are shifting forward just slightly. Drawing belly button in and up, so with an inhale you can lengthen your spine, your tailbone higher. And as you exhale, open your chest towards your thighs and your armpits towards your kneecaps. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale to pull yourself forward to a high plank. Broadening the collarbone, tucking the tailbone. Breathe in. Heels lengthen towards the back of the room. Backs of the legs lengthen up towards the ceiling. Take one more inhale. Exhale, downward dog. We'll inhale, come high onto our toes. Exhale, soften the knees, just bending them above the mat, just an inch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look forward, inhale, shoot it forward. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, high onto your toes. Exhale, hover the knees. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Again, inhale onto your toes. Exhale, hover knees. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward dog. Drop your knees to the mat, turning your fingertips to face towards you, palms face down. Very gently guiding with your belly button. We'll inhale, drop the belly button. Lift the heart, gaze and chin. And then exhale, belly button to spine, rounding chin to chest. Pressing the hands and feet. Inhale, drop the belly button, lift heart, gaze, and chin. And exhale, round it out. Come to your neutral spine, turning palms face up, fingertips to face towards you. Just moving nice and slow. Inhale, drop the belly button, lift heart, gaze, and chin. And exhale, round it out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Returning your palms flat, curling under all 10 toes, including the pinky toe. And then just rolling out the wrists, opening up the hands. Just some movements here. And walking your hands out to the front of the mat, lift your hips, curl your toes, down dog. Inhale, float the heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, look at your hands, and step your right foot and your left foot forward, fold. Inhale for that halfway lift. Collarbone pulls forward. Tailbone shoots back. Pressing firmly into your shins. Press the shins into the hands. One more. Inhale, nice and active. And exhale, soften and fold. Arms and head way heavy. And you keep the knees soft as you round it up, vertebrae by vertebrae. I once had a student practicing for the very first time. I went over to her house and she had a twister mat laying out. And I brought her through that sequence and she rolled up, lifted her chin off her chest and turned her palms to face forward and just started bawling. So you can notice a release of any sort. Take a moment to acknowledge that. And blinking open the eyes and bringing your hands to heart center. Pouring the weight onto the left side of body. So think of a stake just stuck firmly in the ground. So instead of kind of sinking the weight off into the hip, standing up nice and tall. Good, and then inhale, sweep the arms and the right knee up. Finding some balance in this shape. Be sure you're not dumping more weight into the outer edge or the inner arch of the standing foot. Try to balance that weight out around the full surface of the foot, feeling nice and grounded. The more you root down, the sturdier you'll feel. The more you extend your fingertips up. Fingertips are active. Muscles hugging around bone. Take a breath in. And then exhale, finding a figure four, bringing the hands down to your heart. Flexing your right toes towards your right shin. If this right knee is working its way up, just kind of soften it down towards the mat. Send the weight into the left heel as you sit low. Breathe in and breathe out. Taking a breath in, breath out. Inhale as you stand up and reach the hands and foot up. We'll exhale, just bend our standing knee. Right leg stays at a 90-degree angle until you drop yourself right into your chair pose. Tucking your tailbone, gently gaze up between the fingertips. Breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, collarbone pulls forward. And exhale, spread the fingers, firmly plant the palms, stepping your feet back into a high plank, and breathe in. Exhale, drop your knees, elbows stay hugged into the body as you lower. Exhale. Come on to the tops of the feet, activate the knees. Inhale, offering up the heart. You should be able to float the hands, and then exhale, lower. Press on to all fours. Curl your toes, down dog. Pausing for a moment in your down dog. Reconnecting with breath, reconnecting with the moment, reconnecting to the body, reconnecting with the contentment of what is. Know that child's pose is always an option for you at any time. You can even hit pause and stay there for 5 minutes, whatever you want. When I first started doing yoga, I relied heavily on YouTube videos, and I would make my intention, my commitment to just stick to that class, whether it was a 5-minute class, 20-minute class, or a 75-minute class. It was just to, for that time, go beginning to end. So maybe allowing that to be your commitment to yourself today. Take one more inhale. Open the mouth and let it go. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Step your left foot and your right foot forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, collarbone pulls forward. Exhale, soften and fold. Root down, sweep it wide, lift the heart, lift the gaze, look up. Reach up, maybe go back. Weight in heels. And then exhale, hands to heart. Pouring the weight onto the sole of the right foot, inhale. Your left leg rises. Pausing for a moment. Be sure you're not sinking off into the hip. Not putting more weight in one side or the other of the standing foot. Softening the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in, stand tall, reach tall. Exhale to your figure 4. Hands come down to heart. So a variation of chair with a little balance added, a little hip opener added. Keep reaching that left knee down. Weight in the right heel. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more round. Fill up. And empty. Inhale, stand up. Reach up, only bending the right knee until you drop yourself right into your chair pose. Left foot lands next to right. Tuck your tailbone, sit low, breathe in. Hug your knees together, sit low. One more inhale, sit low, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, spread the fingers, plant the palms. You can step. If you jump, it's to bend elbows. Chaturanga. Inhale, offering up the heart. And exhale, down dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, float your right leg nice and high. Can come through this squared position all the way open. Allowing your left heel to melt down. Squaring your right armpit towards your left kneecap. Breathe in. And then exhale, bending the right knee. Try to tap your left seat with your right heel. Right knee is the highest point of the pose. Breathe in. And then exhale, bring it around, crunch it to the armpit. Inhale, bring it right back. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, bring it right back. Exhale, crunch it wide, and then gently step it to the outside of the right hand. Inhale, a wide, easy twist. Gaze past your right fingertips with your left eyeball. Belly button firms in and up away from the right thigh, pressing out of the left shoulder. Breathe in. And exhale, hand comes down to the inside of the right foot. And then you step your left foot forward. Adjust your feet to drop your hips to a goddess squat. Your triceps come to the inside of the legs. Wrists drop in line with the elbows, applying a little bit of pressure to find the external rotation of the hips. Tailbone drops down, crown lifts. Inhale, and exhale. Breathe in. If this is tough for you, you can always roll up a blanket and put it under your heels. You can always just come up to a halfway position if there's any pinching or a lot of discomfort in the hips. So finding a shape that works for you. We'll take one more breath in. And then exhale, drop your fingertips down, straighten out the legs, toe heel, the feet together. Inhale for a halfway lift. And exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, sweep it wide, lift the heart, lift the gaze, look up, reach up, go back. And exhale, hands to heart. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, sweep it wide. Palms, knees, exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, collarbone pulls forward. Exhale, spread the fingers, firmly plant the palms, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, offer up the heart. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale to float your left leg hip height and then all the way open. Letting the right heel melt down. Squaring your left armpit towards your right kneecap. Breathe in. And then exhale, bend the left knee. Try to touch the right seat with the left heel. Inhale, left knee is the highest point of the pose. And then exhale, bring it forward and crunch it in. Inhale it right back up. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale it right back up. Exhale, crunch it in. You pause for a moment and then with control, step it to the outside of the left hand. Right hand stays down. Inhale, reach it high for a wide-legged, easy twist. Be sure you're not sinking into the right shoulder. Nice and lifted. Fingertips are extending high, gazing past the left fingertips with the right eyeball. One more inhale. Exhale the hand down to the inside of the front foot. Again, stepping it forward to your goddess squat or any variation of it. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, taking one more inhale. And then exhale, we'll take this funky transition to high boat. Turning your palms out in front of you, starting to round your spine until your seat drops. Then circling your arms around, you can grab a hold behind your thighs. Rolling the shoulders down the back. Feel like there's a string connected onto your heart center, keeping you lifted. At any time, if you feel yourself collapsing in, just drop your toes. You're welcome to always drop your toes. Set it back up. Maybe you stay, or maybe you return back to your boat. Knees are hugging inwards. Option to stay here or extend your hands to the front of the room. Option to straighten out the legs, which is not in my practice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay lifted. Inhale. Maybe smile, exhale. One more inhale. And then exhale, drop your feet down. Just give yourself a little hug. Offer yourself a moment of appreciation. Come back to that contentment of what is. And then releasing your hands down at your sides. Just get yourself to the center of the mat if you're not quite there. The closer your heels are to the body, a little more challenging. If you scoot them away, kind of eases up the pose here. Turning your palms to face forward, again, rolling your shoulders down the back, choosing your level of difficulty. Drawing any energy that could be leaking out of the pelvic floor in and up into the body. So just sitting here, start to engage all those muscles on the pelvic floor. Belly button draws in and up. You take an inhale, find strength and stability in the core, and exhale. Very slowly, you start to round the spine down. You're gonna hit a point where you just wanna plop. Maybe you hit a point where your feet wanna lift. Maybe you hit a point where you just pause and give yourself a little pulse. Regain your strength, your breath. Inhale, and the exhale. Inhale once you arrive, finding that full body stretch, pointing your toes forward, reaching your hands behind you. And then exhale, hugging your knees into the chest and giving yourself a hug, rocking side to side. And take your right knee in your right hand, left knee in your left hand, hugging them both into the chest. And then inhale, open up the knees wide. Exhale, send the knees forward together, and then exhale and back into the chest. Inhale, open the knees wide. Exhale them together and back into the chest. And then reverse. Inhale, knees together and forward. Exhale, open them wide and into the chest. Inhale, knees forward. Exhale, open wide and bring them into the chest. And then happy baby, knees open wide. Option to grab behind your thighs. If you're ready to grab a hold to the outer edge of the feet. I see heads come up a lot. You want your head and your sacrum to be grounded in this pose. So if you have a block or something a little more firm, maybe a couple books with a blanket over top, be creative. You can take the block underneath the base of the head, seal your tailbone, and then finding your happy baby that way. Ankles are stacked above the knees. Knees draw towards or past the armpits. Maybe you rock side to side. One more inhale. And exhale, releasing the soles of the feet wide and just allowing the knees to drop inwards to rest on one another. Hands can fall wherever they are comfortable. And taking the block, you can set it aside. Toe heel to feet, hip distance apart. Straighten out the right leg to the ceiling. Roll out the right ankle nice and slow. Both directions. Maybe point your toes and flex the foot, and then bending the right ankle to cross over the left knee. Option to stay right here if this is enough. Or you can go ahead and lift your left foot. You can grab a hold behind the left thigh. Right hand is in between the legs. Or if you want to grab a hold of the left shin. Flexing your toes to shin. Pressing your right knee away with your right elbow, if that feels all right. Just allowing the time and the breath to do the work. And maybe every couple of minutes or exhales, you can draw the legs closer to the body. One more. And then exhale, releasing the sole of the left foot down. Again, straightening out the right leg to the ceiling. And then setting the sole of the right foot down. Same thing, other side. Left leg goes high, taking a moment, rolling out the left ankle. And reverse. And then inhale, point the toes. Exhale, flex all 5 toes down towards you. Bend the knee. Cross left ankle over right knee. Left hand in between the leg. Lift the right foot if you'd like. Clasping behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. Pull the legs toward you as you press the left knee perhaps away from you. And grounding back into that breath. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. And exhale, releasing the sole of the right foot down, straightening out the left leg, setting the sole of the left foot down. Brushing the backs of your heels with your middle finger. And then rather than tucking your tailbone to seal the lower back, so none of this, feeling your tailbone grounded, keeping that big bone grounded on the mat, work to compress the front of the body, engaging the front of the body to seal the lower back to the mat. I don't know if you could see a little space. Rather than tucking, we are compressing the front body down. Pressing into the hands, the forearms, the feet. We'll inhale, lift, tailbone, lower back, mid back off the mat. Do not look side to side here. Pressing your palms down, forearms down to lift the chest higher. Hug the knees inwards. Press into your heels, lift your hips higher. One more inhale. And exhale, lower down, vertebrae. 5 vertebrae. Again, toe heel your feet wide. Allow the knees to drop in to rest on one another. And goalposting the arms. Dropping, keep the feet wide, dropping both knees to the right. And take your gaze over your left shoulder. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bringing your legs through center. And dropping both knees to the left. And take your gaze to the right. Filling up belly, ribs, and chest. And letting it go. Inhale, coming back to center. Taking your knees into your chest. Maybe you wrap your arms all the way around your shins. Maybe you round the spine and bring the forehead to the knees and the knees to the forehead, curling yourself in one tiny little ball. Inhale. Hold the inhale, squeeze tighter. Inhale again, squeeze tighter. Take another sip of breath in, squeeze tighter. Another sip in, and then hold it, hold it. Open the mouth and release the body out. The breath out and find Shavasana. Take a moment, adjust your hair, adjust your clothing. Turning your palms to face up. Allowing your fingers to come to their natural curve. Taking a little drop from the thinking mind, the wanting mind, down into the heart space, that knowing center. Where there is always peace, there is always stillness, there is always light, and all there is love. Relaxing your jaw, your eyes, your scalp. And feel free to stay here as long as you need, as long as you'd like. Know that you may return to that space anytime. It's always there. Sometimes it's easy to access, sometimes it's more challenging, but it is always there. So enjoy your day, be well, and namaste.